Hi, everybody. My name is Dave Shady. I'm the director of your Alaska Division of Agriculture. So today we get the experience the sound of little baby chicks. And so I'm talking with Don Dyer of Polaris Poultry, who's out actually delivering today. So Don, why don't you tell us where you are, and then we'll talk a little about the chicks and the supplies for birds, and then some of about the avian flu and that we're going.
Sure. So right now I'm here at MBRD Feed, and this is where we deliver one of our delivery points for baby chicks. And as you can see, we've got quite a few boxes of baby chicks here, and they're one of the most well-stocked stores for chicken and chick supplies that I know of. They're just amazing, all the stuff that they have, all the various things that they've got. It's just incredible. I'll just walk you through their section here, but you name it, they've got it. All the medicines, all that. They've even they really do have everything.
We've lost your picture, Don. There you
are. Yeah, somebody called me. So anyway, and they're talking to customers right now. Otherwise, I'd introduce them. But they've got all the baby chick stuff. So with Polaris Poultry, this is our third season delivering chicks into Alaska, and we've delivered. I think we've done about 140 consecutive weeks of deliveries to Alaska. And it's been quite a venture to do through COVID-19 and through all the logistics problems and everything that's gone on. And so we, like I said, it's been an adventure. And I appreciate all of our wonderful customers and everybody's patience through all of the challenges that have gone on. So I'm going to try to get away from some of the background noise.
All right. So why don't you, if somebody wanted to raise a few chickens in the backyard, what is the basics they need? What are they going to
do? Basics that they need? That's a great question. And we actually have a shopping list on our website at PolarisPoultry.com.
Perfect.
And you can go to PolarisPoultry.com and click on Chick Care and FAQ, and it will give you the whole shopping list of what you need to get your chicks through the first 5 weeks of life. And pretty much after 5 weeks, they're on autopilot anyway, because they're feathered out and all their instincts have kicked in. And that's a good quick read. I have one section that actually is called Guaranteed Ways to Kill Your Chicks. And so if people will read that and read that short page on my website, excuse me, I can guarantee you 100% success if you'll follow it to the letter.
All right. So I was talking to Dr. Bob Gerlach, the state vet, and we were talking about the avian flu. And so, he did say that your animals are coming in from a good flock. They're safe. But what are the concerns, and what's your advice for people, because this is animals are highly susceptible when it comes from the wildlife. What do you advise for our local growers and flocks? What's the concerns there?
We because there's all kinds of diseases that can come into your farm through other people's birds and things like that. So your basic biosecurity things are: number one, don't bring in any birds that you don't know. Number two, have boots that are dedicated to your farm and your chicken area versus the boots and shoes that you wear other places. Don't allow vehicles into the area because they can bring anything. There's all these biosecurity measures that you can take. And then, with considering avian flu, number one, it's the people that I've talked to and at the hatcheries, it's mainly coming up the eastern and central flyways. and is hitting the if it hasn't already hit it, it will be hitting the Arctic breeding grounds, and then in late August, September, October, that's when it'll start coming down, headed south down the Pacific Flyway. And in preparation for that, we're making sure that we have netting up to keep other birds out of our areas. We have, just as a general best practice, we make sure that any spilled feed is automatically cleaned up so wild birds aren't attracted. We don't let any wild birds nest in our property, which is kind of sad, but we don't feed wild birds or have any attractants there. Any carcasses, any offal, anything like that is either immediately buried in compost or it's put in sealed bags and taken to a landfill. And there's a bunch of other things we do just to keep things safe. But that's we're always on the lookout for sick birds and things like that anyway. And we do parasite checks once a week and all that, so we keep all the we know if we're getting any kind of parasites going. So we have a pretty healthy flock, and at my own laying flock, we have about 350 active birds, and that's increasing by about 500 birds in the next month here. And so our egg production is going to go up significantly.
Well, I know that they one egg laying facility lost 1.5 million birds already. So that was a devastating number for us to listen to. Right,
and we can't afford to have that investment endangered. So we actually just made it a pretty big investment in new fencing and all of that too. So we're really tightening things up.
All right. So if somebody's interested in chickens or any other kind of birds, what's your best advice? How do you get started?
Sure. So we have really 4 kinds of chickens, or 4 kinds of birds. Number one, we have baby chicks, and the subcategories on that are your layer chicks and then your meat birds. And so we have I think 12 varieties of layer chicks now and 4 varieties of meat birds. We also have turkeys, and then we raise full-grown pullets. So for people who want to just skip the whole baby chick thing, they can go right to having pullets, and those are on our website. You can reserve them. And man, this year we got cleaned out. It was amazing how many people wanted to just go right to getting eggs. And we think we've got them priced right. They're at least $20 or $25 less than you'd pay with the Midwest hatcheries or other places like that, and plus you have to pay for shipping on top of that. So and here you can just come over to the farm and pick them up, or we'll ship them out to we've shipped them to Juneau and Petersburg and King Salmon and Port Hayden and Dillingham and all the places out in Bush, Alaska. And the chickens travel just fine. They're just starting to lay the little eggs about 2 weeks ago, and so some people are getting their chickens in. They say, "Wow, I got an egg too." So anyway, so they're really great birds. We focus on doing the production varieties for those, and so Nova Gens, Isa Browns, Golden Bovins. That was our first ones this spring, and then available in September we'll have those varieties plus blue sapphires, color packs, dominant coppers, and one other variety that is a heritage variety and not a production variety, but one that will breed true and I have personal experience with. It's called a Buckeye, and it's a very, very cold hardy bird that's similar to a Rhode Island red, but very, very cold hardy with very small wattles and a very small rose comb or pea comb. And so they're great. They're great birds, super mousers, very durable, and I've had them in the past and loved them.
Well, perfect. So I think this is a good, quick segment into. If you got questions, you got your site. Go to DEC if you got those kind of questions for, of course, your animal health, because our state vet has some great things. USDA Extension Service. So Don, we always let our guests have the last say. Did I miss any questions? Anything that you want to add in?
Well, I don't know. You want to see a baby chick?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So what kind is this little bird?
That one is an Isa Brown. An Isa Brown.
So white egg, brown egg, green egg.
This is a production layer. And then we've got the, let me grab a blue sapphire. These were tough to get the year before last, but now to these little gray ones. And they're just beautiful birds when they grow up. Very low drama chickens too. And here's our helper here. She's always here at MBRD to help. And let me take a second to introduce you to the people who own MBRD. And this is Meg. Say hi to Dave and about 1,500 other people watching. And this is Jill. And see, they carry all these great nested boxes and everything you could imagine for animals and tack and chickens and everything. So anyway, great place right here in Anchorage, right by 88th and Lake Otis.
Yep, it is a great place. I have shopped there many times over the years. So
right on.
I go into those kind of places, I end up spending money. I guess that's the farm boy in me. I always find something I can buy there, even if I didn't know I needed it before I got there.
Well, if you're spending money, then they're doing it right. So
yeah, exactly. All right, Don, we really appreciate you taking the time to show everybody that the chicks. Nothing cuter than little animals, and that was great. So we definitely appreciate you taking the time to talk with everybody today.
Hey, you're welcome, Dave. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you. Bye.